Hi and welcome to episode 8 in my sock knitting series. And today I'm going to show you how I make a toe like this. This is kind of a wedge toe. I decrease from the sides in the same way I would do for a Norwegian mitten. And I really like this type of toe because of the variations in shape you can create. You can make it short, you can make it longer, pointy, not pointy, and you can finish the toe by decreasing from the sides until you have a tip, like for example on the Selbu mitten. You can stitch together with a needle to make a flat finish like this. Or you can use my favorite, which is a third opportunity, which I'm going to show you in this video, which make a result somewhere in between the two, and you get a more round finish on the toe. So here I have my unfinished sock, and here I have the beginning of my round. If I were to knit my toe in one of the colors that I used for the foot, I would only cut the one yarn and continue from here with the color I needed. But I have cut both yarns and I'm going to hide them away inside the sock. And here I have a third color for my toe. And I'm going to begin by knitting one whole round in stockinette. So I begin from the beginning of my round and I do one round in stockinette or knit stitches only. And when I am finished doing that and have arrived here at the end of the round, I will get back to you and show you how I begin to decrease. So now I have finished my first round. As you can see, and I'm ready to begin decreasing. Before doing that, you might want to place a marker around the 2 stitches in each side. If you look at my pattern, there is a band or column of stitches that divide the pattern on the sole and on the foot. And we have the same in the other side. And my decreases will be on each side of that band. So I will have 2 stitches that I will not decrease, but I will decrease on each side. So it might be a good thing to do to place a marker around these 2 stitches. Of course, you find your side band by checking the pattern you are following, but here it will be these 2 stitches here, and the same in this side, these 2 stitches. And after doing that, I count the stitches on the sole, not the side band stitches, but only the stitches in between the side band on this and this side. And I do the same here. And if you have the same number of stitches on the top of the foot and on the sole, then you are okay and can just start decreasing. But some patterns do not have the same stitch number on this side and this side. In this example, I have 2 stitches more on this side than I have on this side. So the first round of decreasing, I am only going to decrease on this side, just to even out the stitch numbers. This you do not have to do if you already have the same number of stitches, but I'm talking about this and showing this because many patterns with stranded color work may have this to make the pattern work. Okay, so I will now do one round where I do decreasing only on the pattern on top of the foot. I begin by knitting the side band, and I will pull the yarn here a little bit, and I'm ready to do my first decrease. And when I decrease right after a side band, I want the decrease to angle towards the left, towards the tip of the toe. And to achieve that, when I do a decrease right after the side band, I do a slip, slip, knit decrease. And I do that by bringing my needle through the stitch from the left as if I were to knit the stitch, only I slip it. And I slip the second stitch the same way. Then I bring my left needle through both stitches like this, and I knit. Slip, slip, knit. And as you can see, the stitch that comes right after the side band places itself on top of the other stitch. And now I have to continue in stockinette until I reach the side band on the other side of the foot pattern. And here I am. Here I have the 2 stitches for my side band, and I have 2 stitches left before that. And now when I do a decrease before the side band, I want them to angle towards the right, towards the tip of the toe. To achieve that, I knit the 2 stitches together. Then I bring my needle in through both stitches from the left and towards right, like this. Okay, make sure I don't pick up any yarn I don't want. There you go. And now you can see that the stitch closest to the side band places itself on top of the other stitch. And I knit the side band. And for this round, I just wanted to even out the stitch numbers on the sole and on the top of the foot. So on the sole pattern here, there will be no decreasing. I simply knit stockinette. until I arrive at the end of my round. So I will just do that before explaining the next step. And that's my first round of decreasing. And now I have the same number of stitches on this side and the sole. And the next step will be to continue to knit one round of stockinette and then one round of decreases. So I will have decreases in every second round. And now that I have the same number of stitches on both sides, I am going to do all 4 decreases. And now I have a choice. I can begin, since I had decreases in the last round, I can begin by doing 1 round in stockinette, or I can do 1 round of decreasing and then 1 round of stockinette only. And that is what I am going to do. And then I begin by doing the side band and I slip, slip and knit. And now you can start to see that the decreases angles to the left. And I continue in stockinette until I get to the other side, where I will have my second decrease. And I will stop when I have 2 stitches left before the side band here. And when my decrease comes right before the side band, I knit 2 together. Go from left through both stitches and knit them together. And then I do the side band. And now you can see here as well that the decreases angle to the right. In the last round I did no decreases on this side, but I'm going to start doing that now. So I had a decrease before the side band and I will decrease again right after the side band. And when a decrease comes after the side band, I slip, slip, and make sure I do not pick up too much yarn. Slip, slip, and knit. Continue in stockinette until I have 2 stitches left before the side band again. So each round of decreasing contains 4 decreases in all. 1 decrease on each side of the 2 side bands. And when I decrease right before the side band, I knit. It's a little tight there, so I have to loosen the stitch a bit. I knit the 2 stitches together. And here I have to, when I'm at the beginning here, I'll have to pull these yarn ends a little bit every now and then just to make the stitches tighter. And for my next round, there will be no decreases. So after 1 round of decreases, there is 1 round of stockinette. Simply knit all stitches, and after 1 round of stockinette there will be 1 round with decreases. And when I have done this for a few rounds, I will get back to you with the next step. Now I have done a few rounds where I have decreased on each side of the 2 side bands on every second round. And now I have 2 choices. I can continue a few more rounds and decrease in every second round, or I can start to make the toe a little bit rounder in the shape. If I continue to decrease in every second round, I would get a longer toe, which would fit someone with maybe pointy feet. But I am going to start to shape the tip of the toe. And to make the toe slightly more rounded towards the tip, I will now decrease in each round. So I will continue in the same manner that I have already shown you. But now I will not have the rounds with stockinette only and no decreasing. I will do 4 decreases in each round. So I will continue to do that for a few more rounds, and then I will get back to you and show you how it has shaped the toe, and I will show you how I finish. And now I have done a few rounds where I have done decreases in each round, and you can see that the toe has begun to round and narrow more towards the tip. And now I have a few choices regarding how I finish the toe. I could, 1, just continue to decrease in each round. I would end up with a pointy tip, angled like this part here. It would be like the tip of a Selbu mitten, and that would work great. But some would not be too big fan of the pointy finish. And the second choice I have is to stop here and to hand stitch the tip, and that would make the tip of the toe quite flat here, because I would use a needle and I would sew the stitches together here. And the third way of finishing the toe And my personal favorite is the one that I'm going to show you now. And that is to finish the toe the same way I would do for a round toe or a star toe. So I would do one round where I knit 2 and 2 stitches together. Here the side band is the 2 first stitches, so I will knit the side band together, pick up both stitches and just knit them together like this. And then I have my decrease here. I continue to do that one slip slip knit decrease because it comes right after the side band. Like this, and I knit 2 stitches together here, and this stitch is now alone on the needle, so I pick it up and place it on the next needle, and I knit it together with the next stitch there. And I would like to continue my decrease here where I have decreased all the way, but here I have 3 stitches. So to make that work, I simply knit the one. This happens because I have an uneven number of stitches on this half. If you have an even number, you would not encounter that 3rd stitch. And I knit together. Here I have the side band, and I knit the side band together as well. First decrease after the side band, slip, slip, and knit, and then I knit 2 together, and I knit 2 together again. And I only have 1 needle left now before I finish. And I knit 2 together. And I knit 2 together, and here I have the 3rd stitch, knit that one, and the decrease before the side band I knit together. And now it's time to finish. If you have a scissor, you use it. And now I have cut my yarn, and I am left with a few stitches and a yarn end. And I end by knitting 1 more round in stockinette, only when I have knitted 1 stitch and slipped it off the needle, I pull the yarn end through the stitch. And I knit, pull the yarn end through, and I continue to do this on all remaining stitches. And when I do it like this, I will not get the pointy toe with the salbu shape that I get if I decrease all the way to the tip, and I will not get the flat finish that I do when I sew the stitches together in the end, but I get something in between. This is what it looks like, and all I have to do is to close this hole that I have here at the tip of the toe, and I do that by bringing the yarn end through the hole and turning at least the toe part of the sock to the wrong side. I close this hole, and then I use a needle and I attach the yarn end here on the wrong side. And then when I turn it back to the right side, yeah, now I pulled it a little too hard. Looks better on this side. This is approximately the result you get. I have to tidy this one up a bit because I just pull hard without tightening the stitches. So you can see I have the loops from the stitches. So that can be a good idea, to go around and pull the stitches tight before closing the hole. But this is the shape that the toe will get. And that is all. Thank you so much for watching.